Hello everyone, Donny Johnson here doing a Magic the Gathering deck tech, playing on Arena. This is a Pauper deck, that means it's all common cards, and it's Orzhov Value. Orzhov being black and white. So let's start off with the lands because that's how I do things. We're running 8 plains and 11 swamps. I also have 4 copies of Scoured Barrens. These come into play tapped. When they do come into play, you gain a life, and then they add either white or black. So they're a little slow, but you get the life off them, and it gives you some color fixing. Running one of this Tocasia's Dig Sites. Just a non-basic land that provides a colorless, but it gives you that 3 to surveil 1. So I can look at the top card in my library and then put it in my graveyard if I want to, and then put it back on top of my library. It's great to do at the end of your opponent's turn if you got some extra mana just sitting there. Helps you determine what you're gonna draw for the next turn. For creatures, running 4 Spirited Companions. Nice little doggy for 1 and a white. It's a 1/1. When it comes into play, you get to draw a card. It just replaces itself. It's a nice little blocker if you need chump block. Next, to run 4 Corrupt Court Officials. It is a Human Advisor 1/1 for 1 and a black. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. These actually come in handy when it's late game and they top deck and they hang on to that 1 card and put this guy down. No more card in your hand. Alright, now part of the value package in this is drawing cards, gaining life. We like to draw cards, we like to gain life. But that's coming up next because this is Gathering Throng. These are nice to fill your hand back up. So for 3 mana, 2 and a white, you get a 3/1 Human Citizen. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for any number of these guys and put them in your hand. I like to fill my hand back up, and then you get creatures on the next drops or next turns. Alright, now the draw package. Not bad. So we got Inspiring Overseer. It is an Angel Cleric, which I can't say for some reason. It's a 2/1 with flying for 2 and a white, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. We have its little friend here, the Priest of Ancient Lore. It is also a 2/1 for 2 and a white. It is a Dwarf Cleric. When it enters the battlefield, gain a life, draw a card. Running 2 of these Scrapbook Ragers is a Phyrexian Horror 2/2 for 4 colorless. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And I'm running these over the Phyrexian Rager because these have Unearth of 4. Yes, you're paying 1 extra mana, but you can do it again on the next turn after you chump block with this guy. You can come back for that 1 turn, and you're just going to throw him back at the opponent anyway. So, gives you a nice little 2/2 blocker or 2/2 to swing at your opponent with, and you can draw another card off it. The life loss is kind of countered because you have all these other cards that gain you the life, including your Scoured Barrens. After that, all that draw and life gain, I run a little bit of a package of removal. So run 4 copies of Murder, destroy target creature, 4 copies of Defenstrate, destroy target creature without flying. Both these cards cost 3 murders, 1 white and 2 black. It's a little harder to cast, but it's any creature. Whereas Defenstrate is 2 and a black, a little easier to cast in this deck. But it has that contingency of only creatures without flying. I'm also running 4 of You Hear Something on Watch. It's an instant for 1 and a white. You get to choose 1. Rouse the party. Creatures you control get 1/1 until end of turn, which makes for some nice sweeps at the end of the game. You get a bunch of creatures out, choose them up by 1. You can do some damage. Or what I commonly use it for is set off traps. Spell does 5 damage to target attacking creature. A lot of the creatures in Pauper, they're running 5 toughness, so this is a nice little 1-shot, zap them off the board. 2 mana instant, you can't argue with that. my last little bit of removal. I'm trying this card out just to see what it's doing, and it's actually been fairly useful. A lot of cards that you can't destroy, you just throw this thing on it and it just sits there. They can defend with it, sure, but then they can't attack with it. So for 1 white, you get an enchantment aura called Candle Trap. It's an enchant creature. Enchant creature is defender, can't attack anymore, and you prevent all combat damage that be dealt by the enchanted creature. There you go. So now the creature can't attack, and when it blocks, it's not dealing any damage back to your creatures. So my little 2 1s and 1 1s aren't going to die. Also has an ability I haven't quite used in my test games yet. It's called Coven. For 2 and a white, you can sacrifice it and exile the enchanted creature. Only activate this if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. It doesn't come up very often. A lot of my creatures are 1 1s and 3 3s, 2s. So it is possible to come up, but it hasn't come up in many of my test games. We're going to click over to the stats now. Some people don't show this stuff in their deck text. I figured why not? Let's just show this. So you can see we're running 22 creatures, 12 instants. This artifact is actually 2 creatures. 2 of the enchantments are auras, the rest are the creature dog, and then 25 lands. This doesn't show your non-basic lands for some reason. Alright, our curve is topping off at 3. It's a little bit of a faster deck with a little lower mana requirements, which by turn 6 you're really needing to put out 2 spells a turn. So I played against the werewolf decks where when you play 2 spells it switches back to day, from night to day, or day to night. It switches it on them, and sometimes it screws them over, sometimes it screws you over playing 2 spells, but having a 3 as your top of your mana curve is really nice. You can get some really fast spells out. Alright, I'm just going to throw this Orzhov deck into a bot match just to give you a quick little view of what it's doing. This deck has really been surprising me. Like, I always have a full hand, I'm constantly gaining life, drawing cards, I got enough removal spells to keep their stuff either off the board or out of my way. It's been kind of fun to play, honestly. So with this one, got 3 lands, which is always nice. Scoured Barrens, probably going to drop that turn 1. There's nothing else to play turn 1 with this deck. It's got the Watch, got the Corrupt Court Official, a Murder, and a Rager. Ragers are turn 4/5 drop, so we'll see what we do. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to start off with the Scoured Barrens, like I said. Alright, so I'm going to throw down the Swamp, I'm going to drop the Companion and just get the free draw off that. Pass turn, Corrupt Official. Playing against the black deck, that's cool. Drop my Plains. So now I'm just going to keep up the pressure. I'm going to throw the Throng down. So with having 5 cards in hand, I'm going to take action and I'm going to grab 2 of them. Because I don't want to have to discard one, but this will keep my hand full. I'm going to attack into him. Get that chip damage if he doesn't block. Nice. So there's one little chip damages here and there that really add up in the end. He's going to block. I'm just going to take it. It's not going to hurt me much. Down to 19. So, didn't get a land here, which is kind of painful, but let's see if we can draw one. Throw down the Priest. And gain that life back I lost. Nope, did not. So I'm going to have to discard. This doesn't happen very often, but alright. So we're just going to throw the Throng at him, see if he blocks with a Scathe. Yep, trade. Cool, now I have to discard. I'm going to get rid of the Scrap Worker. So if we draw a land next turn, now this sample game was a bust. Okay, he's gonna bring that back to his hand. That's cute. Really? Well, let's go hard and throw another Throng down, I guess. We're gonna decline this time. Attack with him. Save my doggy back. Be nice to draw land. I'm just gonna take the 2 here. 20, it's not gonna hurt me too much. Give me land, come on. I'm gonna raise that again. Good for you. Still no land. Let's see if we can draw one off the priest. There we go. Hey, a land. That's cute. Alright. So he's got 2/2 up. Just gonna swing with the throng again, see if he blocks. Yep. Preserving his life. And take him out, why not? Not gonna block. Man, this does not want me to have any lands at all. So we're just gonna make him empty his hand, and then I'm gonna throw this down too. Just get some cards out of my hand. I'm gonna force the attack, see if he'll block. Nope, just taking it. Perfect. I could double block here. As long as put me to 15, I think I'm gonna hold up. There we go. That's a land. Lands are nice. So get the scrapboard down. Keep the draw engine going. I do love lands. Can't play it this turn though. Alright, we're just gonna attack with everything. Just gonna take it all. I will trade here, get rid of the zombie. I'll just take 2 down to 12. Alright, land. Nice. So we are going to recast a scrap guy. Gonna draw. Lose a life. Gain a, can't gain a life this time, my bad. But they already gained a life. But this is against a normal player. I would hold back a little bit and not play this, but this is just a bot, so it doesn't matter. Gonna get some quick damage in here. Get him down to 6. And this guy goes bye-bye. These decks aren't overly impressive that the bot plays, so that's why I'm being a little careless. Alright, there's nothing in hand, so let's just pop his blocker. And he doesn't. So throw him down, decline the action, swing in there for 3 more. Yeah, let's let him get that damage in, let him feel good. Hey, there's another land that we don't need. Let's make him discard that last card. That's wasting time here, but that's okay. And we'll just murder this last creature, just place my spells as we can. And attack, that's game. Right. Good job, thanks. So that's basically what you've seen there. I was getting a little bit of mana screwed at first, and then the land started coming. Card draw really helped. Is the gaining a life, drawing a card, gaining a life, draw a card. That really does help move you through your deck. So, alright. Well, thank you for watching. If you got this far, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Trying to keep coming with these videos. They don't take too long to edit, so hopefully it will be a quick process to get more up. Maybe people will watch them. We'll see. All right, thanks for watching.